Guten Tag, hallo, willkommen. My name is Mrs. Rogers, and I'm not going to record this video in German, but your German student in my class will be exposed to a lot of German like that. And so part of this video is to introduce you to that and how it looks grading-wise and in general. And then the rest of it is to give you resources so that you know where to go if they need help or if you need to contact me for any reason. Again, my name is Mrs. Rogers, or they call me Frau Rogers, and I am the German teacher at Smarts Mill Middle School and Harmony Middle School. I'm at Smarts Mill on A days and Harmony on B days. I'm originally from Northwestern Pennsylvania, and I studied German at Franklin and Marshall College in Pennsylvania. I also studied at the University of Vienna in Austria and the University of Heidelberg in Germany. I worked in Washington, D.C. for a while in the world of nonprofit organizations before beginning my teaching career in Norfolk and now in Loudoun County. This is my 7th year teaching German. So let's talk about learning German. Learning German, learning a foreign language is a little bit different than learning other subjects at school because it builds on itself. When you learn vocabulary at the beginning of the year, you will be using those words, those phrases, that vocabulary all year long, and we will keep coming back to it and build on it. So it builds on itself. Okay, so if you struggle early on, the gap grows. Okay, so the idea is at every step to learn as much as you can and develop good practices, good routines for refreshing that information. Now, German, strangely enough, you got to think about it like a performance when students speak in class or when they take exams and take tests. It's almost like a music recital where they're playing an instrument. It's a performance. They have to kind of access what's in their head and put it out there the best they can. It is not something that they can study for the night before and then be able to produce. Okay, it takes practice over and over and over again. So think of it like a sport or like playing a musical instrument, something you practice. Okay, and on that note, students have to have their own reasons for wanting to learn it. I can't give them reasons to learn it. You can't kind of make them learn it. I can't. They have to have their own motivation. It could be something simple as my friends are doing it, or I really like cars, or it could be lots of things. But whatever that reason is, they are going to have to keep drawing on that when it gets a little bit harder. Or when honestly, you kind of get afraid sometimes to speak in class or try something new. And so kind of knowing why they're doing it can help them past some of the more difficult times in German when maybe they're not getting how to put a sentence together in the past tense, or something just seems really weird, like the fact that I'm looking here, a plug is masculine, a piece of paper is neuter. They have genders. All words have genders. That's a really weird concept. And so in order to help them kind of get beyond that, it helps for them just to remember, I'm doing this because I like cars, something like that. Okay, and now I can help. I have lots of reasons why it's a good idea to learn German and how it's fun and how it's more fun than other subjects. And so I can provide that, and I constantly work to kind of help motivate students individually. So sometimes it's just me talking to you or your student to kind of figure out, let's make this interesting. We can make this fun. Let's figure it out. Okay. Here at the middle school, at middle school level German, students are not, okay, this is important, they're not independent learners yet. I can't give them a resource like a book or a recording, a video, and expect them to go home, learn the vocabulary, come back and be able to say the sentences in the video. They're not there yet in language. Language development is, it's kind of it goes in a cone. I'm going to show you the cone. There's the cone, okay? And students start by memorizing and being able to produce from memory, like words that they remember and are really familiar with. And then it grows, the vocabulary grows, the ability to put sentences together grows, and the ability to think in more abstract thoughts grows as you move on in German. At the middle school level, we're still really kind of memorizing and maybe putting together very basic sentences. And they need to hear it a lot, and they need to be kind of coached about how to repeat it and how to put it out there in different contexts. So what that means is they need me. They need a teacher, okay? And if they get behind, that's a problem, okay? Because I can, anyway, we'll have to just meet separately or something to help students that are behind. It's important to be in class, pay attention in class, be up to date, and just keep at it, okay? Now, they might also, well, they need you, their caregivers and parents, to motivate them, or just to kind of hold them accountable. And so you have to kind of count on the fact that they need you to be kind of up on where we are and ask questions and be active and make sure they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, we're just going to count on that. Okay, so we need to communicate. Me, Frau Rogers, and you all. So, how to do that? Schoology. I like Schoology. I post all my assignments in Schoology, and I post grades and comments in Schoology as well. So, and then I bring them over into parent view and student view. Schoology is the best place to go for information. Okay. Now, also in Schoology, I will have a folder that is called Parent Information. That is, if you want to understand how I grade some of the tests, or you want to know how to find something in Schoology, that will help you figure that out. If you want the syllabi for the classes and the grading requirements, that information is there too, and anything else I think of. But in general, if you learn the structure of the course in Schoology, kind of where things are, then you'll be able to know exactly where to go to check work, to check and see what's due, to check and see if I have comments, to pull up vocabulary lists so you can set your student down and say, take 10 minutes and do these, or whatever you need to do. Okay. So Schoology is the place to go. All right. Schoology also has information on how to do some technical things, like type weird German characters on your keyboard. Okay. And how to use some of the apps that we use. So if your student has technical problems with those, that's where you can go to find that, or you can direct them to go to find that information. Okay, so 2 more things. German is an elective. Okay, so day to day, okay, math, English, science, those are important. Those are super important. In German, we don't have an SOL. So if your student is struggling in any of the core major subjects, I always say, focus on those, and then let's talk about German. But at the same time, German is a high school credit class. So the grade that they get in German will go on their high school transcript. It will follow them to high school. And if they don't do so well, or if they maybe get a B and they're really an A student, they're going to have a B when they get to high school on their transcript already. So my goal on that note is to help each student do the best that they can do. And if a student wants to do better, we need to get together and talk about how to make that happen. If a student hiccups and has a bad project performance or exam performance, let's sit down and figure out how we can recoup that. There are ways to do it. For example, on the next project, maybe the student can do a little bit of extra work, an extra part of it to help work on that same skill that they had maybe missed before. Okay. So the last thing in my video here is contact information, how to get a hold of me. I am a morning person. I can be reached by email, and I respond to the emails in the morning, and then maybe right after school, kind of right as I'm getting ready to leave school. I also tend to make my phone calls as I'm driving on the way home. So a good time to talk to me on the phone is around 4 o'clock. Or, well, I drive very early in the morning. So unless you're a super early morning person, let's talk in the afternoon. And I'd be happy to arrange a time just to touch base if you want to about anything about how your student can do better or how I can better help you all. This is a team effort, and I'm looking forward to a great school year. And I hope it starts off well for you in all your subjects. And thank you for listening. Auf Wiedersehen.